Hi, it's Wellness Wednesday. I'm Leisha, Tobacco Treatment Specialist at Hope Cancer Resources, and we're going to talk about some conversation starters and tips around having conversation with your child or a teen about vaping. So you may have heard about the vaping crisis, I think it was back in 2019, but there's just been a large spike in vape use, especially among high school students for the majority, but also some middle school kids as well. So with that spike happening and just public health kind of getting more involved in trying to change that trajectory of increase in vape and keeping our youth healthy, wanted to talk about some tips around how to start that conversation and just manage the conversation with your child, teen, granddaughter, grandson, whoever may be in your life that is that age. I wanted to give some statistics first. For Arkansas, in high school students, 44% of them have tried a vape at least once. 22% of 8th graders have tried a vape at least once. And when I say vape, I'm talking about a electronic nicotine device. So just kind of one and the same kind of electronic device that has nicotine. In Arkansas, there are, of high school students, 24% are regular users of a nicotine device. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Not all are regular users, but there is a large percent that have used it or tried it at least once. Some tips on just having that conversation. I think it's going to depend on the age level as well as the child or individual that you're talking to, but I think a great place to start is just putting it into conversation, not making it a forced conversation. So as you may pass like a vape shop, where you live or anywhere, just kind of bringing it up then. Or if you see someone vaping on the street, in a movie, TV, if you see commercials, or maybe there's information on the news about vaping or like kind of a blurb about it, that might be a good time just to bring it up and just say, hey, what do you know about vapes? Or have you heard of a vape? Or have you heard of a Juul? And just kind of bring that up to them. The second thing is just being ready to listen. So have that question or start the conversation and then let them tell you what they know or what they don't know or ask you questions, so that it feels more of a conversation and less like a lecture, which we know teens do not enjoy lectures. So just be ready to listen during that conversation. I think it's good to have some follow-up questions ready, or know that the conversation may fizzle out and you may have to bring it up again later, and that's okay to do that as well. It might take multiple, times to just kind of talk about it, different parts of the day or later on down the month. Another thing is to be very specific. So a lot of teens, when you say, do you smoke? They're thinking cigarettes or cigars. They're not thinking about a vape or electronic device. So be very specific in how you ask or word those questions, because they may not think of the same thing that you're thinking of. Just because their generation is more using the vapes that have flavor, or there's also disposable ones. So there's lots of things like that just to kind of know of. And that kind of leads me to my last point is do your research, know what's out there, know what's available, know what they look like. I think it's good to know too some of the dangers, especially if you have younger children. They might ask you, well, why is it bad, or that kind of stuff. So just kind of know some of those points so that you can help guide them and provide that information that they might need around that subject. So just kind of keep those things in mind, and I hope that helps get that conversation started and help keep the youth around you and those that you know healthy and safe.